All right, hello everybody, and welcome in. So normally, when I say it's still dark, it's still Saturday night, but it's a very special holiday. So to Western Christians and we Eastern Christians, Happy Easter. Of course, in the Eastern Church, we say Christos Aneste, Christos Adviat, Christos Voskrese, Christ is risen. So this is Easter. Happy Easter, Samuel, the most important day in the Christian calendar. So thanks, guys, for joining in. And yeah, we do a little baseball. It just came from Legends Sports Universe. So congratulations to him. Broke 500 subscribers. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, just watched the end of a Braves Phillies game. Hey, Go Spiker, welcome in. Welcome in. So folks are up for a little baseball on this, depending on your perspective, late Saturday night, or in this case, Pascha/Easter. All right, so this is All-Time Greats League in Action PC Baseball. So tonight we're going to have Mike Cuellar taking the mound against Vita Blue, the Orioles at 0-1, and the Athletics at 1-0. So let's play some baseball. Been a while since we've done any Action PC Baseball on here. So yeah, grab your favorite beverage, significant other, your favorite significant other, and if you can't find your favorite significant other, as we say in Italian, then you find your gumad. Huh? I think you can figure out what that means. All right, let's get to it. All right. So let's do a computer versus lefties here, and we are ready to go. All right. Going to the Oakland Coliseum. Yes, we don't care if they're over the limit. All right, and welcome to the Coliseum, where it's Mike Cuellar and Vita Blue. 64 degrees at game time, and the wind speed is 8 miles per hour left to right. We'll be getting back to our Boston.com tournament and out of the park baseball and a bunch of other things we're doing. Just like to keep switching things up as much as I can. All right, so these are all-time great teams. These are an old subset of the baseball history collection, which, again, I hope Dave Cook will reissue with the baseball history collection when it gets updated this year. This is one of the great sets. The other one, of course, is the decade teams, which is another project we got going. As Todd says, many projects that we all have. All right, looking at the starting defense, I'll probably call them Oakland, but this represents the Philadelphia A's, the Kansas City A's, and the Oakland A's, and eventually it's going to be the Las Vegas A's. But anyhow, in left field, why does this thing keep yelling at me? Yes, I already know this game's acting like I haven't played it in a while. I guess I haven't. In left field, it's Bob Johnson. In center, Bucketfoot Al Simmons. And in right, Jose Canseco. Around the horn from first to third, we have Jimmy Fox, the Beast, at first. Eddie Cocky Collins at second. At shortstop, Bert Campaneris. At third base, Sal Bando. Black Mike Mickey Cochran doing the catching, and on the mound, Vita Blue. Vita Blue. All right, and we are ready to get underway. Brian Roberts up here for these Baltimore Orioles. So, again, very early going in the season, but he's 3 for 5. And let's play a little ball. Thanks for stopping in tonight, guys. 1-1 pitch on the way. This one, bouncer to third. Bando up with it. Easy play. Long throw across the diamond. Jimmy Fox making the catch for out number one. Score that 5-3, and we're underway. All right, here is George Stone. George Stone hitting 250 on the year. Run batted in. Blue has the sign from Cochran. Here's the wind in the 0-1 pitch. Stone swings. This one tapped back to the mound. Blue off to his left. Throws on to Jimmy Fox. And they get George Stone by half step. So 2 up, 2 down for Baltimore. And Baltimore also, of course, will include the St. Louis Browns. All right, here's Ken Singleton now. Singleton 0 for 4 in the young season. Vita Blue ready to deal. Singleton, first pitch swinging. This one, fly ball to left field. Johnson camps under it and makes the catch. So the Orioles go quietly. We go to the bottom of the first. The Orioles nothing, and the A's coming to bat. Looking at the starting defense for this 9 that represents St. Louis Browns and the Baltimore Orioles. In left, it's George Stone. In center, the great Paul Blair. And in right, Ken Singleton. From first to third, we have Eddie Murray, Brian Roberts, Cal Ripken, and at third, Brooks Robinson. All right, and catching is Hall of Famer Rick Farrell, and of course on the mound, Mike Cuellar. All right, Eddie Collins lead things off here. Infield looking bunt from Eddie Collins, and the 2-0 pitch. Collins, little tapper, packed short into left field, and with excellent speed. And it's a very shallow hit ball, but Eddie Collins aboard and a dangerous runner. So Cal Ripken, this one just getting under the webbing. And Eddie Collins is definitely a threat to steal. All right, here comes Bert Campaneris now. Campaneris hitting a 250 clip, a run batted in for him. And Cuellar ready to deal. Throws over, keeping Collins honest. 0-1 pitch. Campaneris cuts this one, tap back to the mound. Cuellar is going to go to first, and the unintentional sacrifice will allow Eddie Collins to move into scoring position. So 1 down, and here's the dangerous Al Simmons. So Simmons just 0 for 4 right now. Very young season going here. 1-1 pitch, and Simmons swings this one behind the plate and going back, but this one is going to make the stands. So Rick Farrell can only just watch it sort of tap into the rather nice hands of a beautiful brunette about 6 rows back. All right, and the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Simmons swings, straightens out. This one, fly ball to center field. Paul Blair has a beat on it. He will make the grab. Eddie Collins tags, fakes going to third, but he will hold there. Paul Blair, superb center fielder. There he is, Nathaniel. He says, "I'm here, stranger." All right, here is Jimmy Fox now. So Jimmy Fox also off to an 0-4 start, but this Simmons and Fox tandem is going to be very dangerous for the A's as we move ahead in the season. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Jimmy Fox, ground ball base hit into right. Eddie Collins rounds third, and he will head home for the first run of the season of the game as Kenny Singleton gets to that ball. So 1-0 A's, and here comes Indian Bob Johnson. And Johnson also off to a slow start. He's 0 for 3. Second game for these two teams. 0-2 pitch on the way. Johnson cut and a miss. Cuellar making a nice pitch there. So that retires the side. But 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. 1 in the books here at Oakland Coliseum. It's the A's 1 and the Orioles nothing. All right, Eddie Murray will lead things off here. Murray 0 for 4. Just the second game for these teams, as I said. 1-2 pitch. And Eddie Murray, this one called strike 3 on the inside corner. So Vita Blue picks up his first strikeout. 1 away now for the shortstop, Cal Ripken. And there's our resident insomniac. So Todd B joining us here at Oakland Coliseum. And here's Cal Ripken. 2-2 pitch to Ripken. And Cal Ripken, big wave and a miss. So 2 down here in the top of the second. And that will bring up the catcher, Rick Farrell, Hall of Famer. Farrell hitting 2 for 4 in the season. Vita Blue deals. 2-2 is the count. And Farrell sends this out to shallow center. Simmons charging in hard and gloves it for the final out of the inning. So once again, the Orioles go meekly. We go to the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Athletics. Mickey Cochran will lead it off here, followed by Jose Canseco, then Sal Bando. Cochran off to a torrid start. He is 3 for 4 with a run batted in. All right, Cuellar checks the sign from Rick Farrell. And the 0-2 pitch. And Mickey Cochran swing and a miss. So second strikeout for Mike Cuellar. One away now for Jose Canseco. Canseco 0 for 2 in the season. 1-2 pitch on the way. And Canseco in there. This one a nice little kind of fadeaway job there by Mike Cuellar. So third strikeout of the game for him. 2 away now for Salvatore Bando. So Sal off just for 1 for 2 start, including a run batted in and a run scored. Full count on Bando, and he lays off ball 4. So Cuellar loses him. Runner aboard, and here's Vita Blue. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Vita Blue cuts and misses. And that's the 4th strikeout by Mike Cuellar. So no runs, hits, or errors. We go to the top of the 3rd inning, and the A's lead the Orioles 1-0. Yes, indeed. Hope everyone will have a great Easter. Yeah, Dwayne like broadcast like 507 games or something today. It was really cool. So also we got to wish Dave Gardner a happy birthday. He broadcast a bunch of baseball games. I think he did a hockey game as well tonight. So happy birthday, Dave. They say it's your birthday. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Little Beatles song there. There we go. All right. Too late to actually sing. All right, here's Paul Blair. Paul Blair is making his first plate appearance of the season. And Legend ceases popping in to drop the like, but need to get to bed. Yes, sleep well, my friend. And looking forward. Yeah, so tomorrow, guys, or the next game, I guess, on Legend Sports Universe will be the Franchise Stars Baseball League Season 4 All-Star Game. So make sure to check your notifications. We won't keep Legends or anything. So just keep on the lookout for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, congrats, dude. Let's say hopefully tomorrow night. Good. Congrats, man, on breaking 500. He's rocking it hard, man. So, guys, just subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Legend Sports Universe. All right. So, Paul Blair in every baseball sim I play. I've read about Paul Blair being such a phenomenal center fielder, and he lives up to it no matter what game I play. It's just crazy. 0-2 pitch, at least in the field. Fly ball, center fielder to center fielder, and Bucketfoot has it for out number 1. All right, here's Brooks Robinson now. Brooks Robinson, one of my favorite players of all time in baseball, though I never saw him play, but anyhow. 3 for 4 start on the season, and some of the plays that he made at third were just insane. Just insane. Trick photography. 2-1 pitch. Robinson swings. This one, Tapper to second, and Eddie Collins ranging on to his left, underhands to Jimmy Fox for the 4-3 putout. 2 away here for Baltimore in the top of the 3rd inning, and we swing right down to the bottom of the order here, Mike Cuellar. All right, you two legends, enjoy your Easter. And again, as we say in the East, Christos aneste, Christos aviat, Christos oskrese, Christ is risen. And this is one of those years in which Western Easter and Eastern, what we call Pascha, but it's the same feast, fall on the same Sunday. So Christians everywhere, whether you're Orthodox, Roman Catholic, or Protestant, all celebrating Easter. So wonderful, wonderful stuff. All right, here's Cuellar batting with 2 down, bases empty, 1-2 pitch, and Cuellar waving a miss, and that would be the 3rd strikeout for Vita Blue. And we head to the bottom of the 3rd, no change. It's 1-0 in favor of the A's. There we go. So look at so Aaron doing a little bit of phonetic Russian there. So Christos Voskrese, right? Exactly. That's the Russian greeting. Christos Anesti is Greek. Christos Enviat is Romanian. Cristo es risotto is Italian, and I can't remember the Irish. So, but there we go. But it all means Christ risen, and you answer in the Russian Vostino Voskrese, in Greek Alitoso Neste, so on and so on. So, and that's the way Eastern Christians will greet each other until the Feast of the Ascension. So a little trivia there for you, what we Eastern Christians get up to. All right, here's Eddie Collins. Collins ground a single between third and short. Last time up, 3-1 pitch to Cocky. And Eddie Collins will take his base. So Collins, capable of fireworks out there in the base paths. Bert Campaneris in there now. The shortstop, nothing for one. Grounded back to Cuellar his last time up. Collins has an aggressive lead off first. Cuellar with a check of the runner. Throws over. And Collins gets back. Close call, though. All right, Collins out to another aggressive lead. Cuellar peers in, has the sign from Rick Farrell. And the 0-1 pitch. Campaneris swings, gets the bunt down. It's a nice one. Farrell pounces on it. He's going to fire onto first. And this time, the intentional sacrifice successful, too. So Eddie Collins in scoring position. And here is Al Simmons. Flew out to deep left center back in the first inning. Good little crowd here today in Oakland. 3-1 pitch now. And Cuellar loses Simmons on one, coming in a bit low. And in, yep, that one was a worm killer. So walk number 3 issued by Mike Cuellar, and it brings up Jimmy Fox. RBI single that scored Eddie Collins back in the first to make this game 1-0. One away, Eddie Collins at second, trailing him, Bucketfoot Al Simmons at first. The beast in the box. Cuellar running through the signs with Rick Farrell. Shakes him off, now has one he likes. Full count on Jimmy Fox. And he loses Jimmy Fox, and he is in a world of hurt. Base is sold out, and here comes Bob Johnson. So Bob Johnson struck out back in the first. No place to put him. 1-0 Oakland lead here. 2-2 pitch. Johnson swings. This one Tapper to short. They will not come home, but it's going to be a 6-4, and that is all. So the run will score. So the Oakland A's here playing a little bit of small ball, and it's 2-0. Runners at the corners now for Black Mike, Mickey Cochran. Al Simmons at third, Johnson at first. Black Mike struck out in the second. Cuellar works out of the stretch, and the 1-1 pitch. Cochran swings, this one back to the mound. Cuellar feels it nicely off the bump onto first, and that will end the inning. But the A's pick up another run on one run on no hits, actually, in that one. So 3 in the books here. 2-0 A's. All right. We have Brian Roberts. We're back at the top of the order here. So Roberts last time grounded to third. The lefty blue ready to work. And first pitch gets a bunt down, and it's a nice one there by Brian Roberts. And this throw is going to get by Eddie Collins. And that is going to be a bad throw there. Score that one E2 on Mickey Cochran. Luckily, Jimmy Fox able to stay with the ball. So holding Roberts at first. All right, brings up the left fielder George Stone. He grounded back to Vita Blue last time up. So potential tying run at the plate for the Baltimore 9. Throw over to first, and Roberts is back. Vita Blue works home again. First pitch swinging, and this one dribbler down to third, and this one's going to roll foul. Bando watching it go over the chalk there just before it hits the third sack. All right, George Stone is back in the box here. 0-1 pitch. And there goes the runner. Throw gets by Campaneris. Simmons gets to the ball to throw. The tag by Sal Bando not in time. And Brian Roberts picking up his first stolen base of the season. All right, nobody out. George Stone back in the box now. And the 0-2 pitch. Whoa, big, late called strike three. So one away. Baltimore does not want to throw away this opportunity. Here's switch hitter Ken Singleton. Fly to left back in the first. Blue out of the stretch. And the pitch. Singleton swings. Grounded deep to short. Campaneris is going to go to first for the shore out. And coming in to score is going to be Ryan Roberts. So Baltimore gets one back here in the top of the fourth. It's 2-1. This game goes quickly. The next game is going. There's D. Scott Howard, our animal whisperer. As Nate says, religion is way over his head. Oh, I doubt it's way over your head, my friend. So game after this one will be the, if anybody hangs around, probably do it anyhow, Pirates and Braves after this one. So some National League action coming up after this. I forget who's pitching. It's Bob Moose and I forget who now, but we'll look. Pirates and Braves after this. Unless we get an old chin wag going, then God knows what will happen. All right, here's Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray struck out back in the second. 2 away here. And Baltimore does get one back. Flight of Blue deals 0-1 pitch. And Murray, ground ball, base hit, left field. Johnson up with the ball, and Murray aboard for Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken struck out back in the second. 2 away, 2-1 your score. 0-1 pitch on the way. Ripken cuts on this one. Base hit into left field. So runners at first and second for the O's. No, wait, Murray's going to third, and he is safe. So Murray, a little bit of hesitation there and decides to tear off to third base and just gets in ahead of the Sal Bando tag. Oh, I know that, Nathaniel. That's why I said that. I doubt very much that there's very much that's over your cranium. Tu cabeza. All right, here's Rick Farrell now. Rick Farrell fly to shallow left center back in the second. 2-2 pitch to Farrell. Farrell swings. This is going to get down for a base hit right field. Farrell picking up the RBI, and the Orioles will tie this game as Eddie Murray scores. Here's the throw to third, and the tag by Bando. Not even close. So a little love over there for Cal Ripken, making it to third on the play. So all new ball game here. It's 2-2. And here comes Paul Blair now. Fly to deep right center back in the third inning. 1-2 pitch on the way to Blair. And big cut and a miss. But Baltimore picks up 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the fourth. And we are knotted at 2. So thank you guys for joining me here in the very early hours of Pascha, Easter. I actually should be at church and didn't go. So unlike Western Christianity, Eastern Christianity, so that's the Eastern Orthodox churches, the Coptics, the so-called Oriental Orthodox, the Assyrian Church of the East, all of those. We actually start our Paschal celebration with Vespers. It starts about 11 to 11:30 on Saturday night, Holy Saturday, and it goes into the Divine Liturgy, which goes to about 3 in the morning, and then the fast is broken, and it's the beginning of what's called Bright Week. So there's going to be a lot of drunk Orthodox in their church basements tonight, Orthodox and Coptics and all that. So again, Christos Aneste. All right. Jose Canseco, 0-for-1, leading it off here in Oakland for the bottom of the fourth, and he struck out back in the second. Mike Cuellar deals, 2-2 pitch, and Canseco lines this one out into left field. This is going to get, it's just foul. Oof. All right, Canseco back in the box. That one was hit hard, but just going around a little too early on it. This time straightens it out, and this is going to be a lazy fly ball to left field, and arranging out on the grass, making the catch, is Brooks Robinson. So 1 away now for Sal Bando. Drew a walk back in the second. 3-1 pitch to Bando. Bando's going to take ball 4. So Salvatore aboard, and here's Vita Blue. So they're looking bunt here. Robinson in at third, and Eddie Murray, in at first. It's hard to read. I've got to change this color combination for the Orioles. And D. Scott says he's a in a D2 Division II college software update. Number 11, Western Washington traveled across the mountains for 4 games at rival Central Washington. WWU takes a sweep by a combined score of 49-5, even with the 8-run mercy rule. Wow. So congratulations to D. Scott Howard's WWU softball squad. That's awesome. Wow, 49-5. Jeez. That's incredible. That is incredible. All right, infield looking bunt here from Vita Blue. Sound baseball tactics, of course. 1-1 pitch. Vita Blue swinging away. This one line toward first. Oh, Eddie Murray thought he had a chance at that, but just out of reach. And that one's going to bounce over the tarp and into the seats. Vita Blue back in the box now. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Mike Cuellar picks up strikeout number 5, 2 down. We're back at the top of the order for Eddie Collins. So Collins singled and walked in this game. Sal Bando aboard at first. 2-2 pitch. Cut on by Eddie Collins. Fly ball left field. And no problem. So that is out number 3 as George Stone gloves it for the out. No runs, hits, or errors. Top of the 5th. And it's still 2-2 here in this game between the Orioles and the A's. Brooks Robinson due up, followed by Mike Cuellar and then Brian Roberts. So Brooks grounded to second, back in the second. 3-1 pitch on the way. And Robinson swings. This one, ground ball past Campaneris into left field. Johnson up with the ball, gets it back in the infield quickly. So base hit for Brooks Robinson brings up Mike Cuellar. So doesn't look like they're playing him to bunt, interestingly enough. Now they are. Now they're in there. And this one tapped in front of the plate. And Sal Bando comes in. His only play will be to first. Eddie Collins covers on the wheel play. And at second base now is Brooks Robinson. So the Orioles trying to take the lead for the first time in this game. Go ahead run in scoring position now for Brian Roberts. We're back at the top of the order. Roberts, last time up, bunted to the catcher, was safe on an error. Had a stolen base and then advanced to third on the throwing error by Mickey Cochran. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on. Long fly ball out to left field. Johnson measures it up and makes the catch. And tagging and going to third and out is Brooks Robinson. Got greedy. Oh, my goodness gracious. Bad play there. So that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-2. Base running gaff there by the Hall of Fame third baseman for the Baltimore Orioles. All right, Bert Campaneris, Al Simmons, and Jimmy Fox due up for the A's. Infield looking bunt here from Campaneris. So Campaneris had an unintentional sacrifice back in the first and a sacrifice in the third. Campaneris, good speed if he gets on. Campaneris swings. This one grounded up the middle. Diving stop there by Cal Ripken Jr. Throws from the knees and able to get Campaneris. With Campaneris' great speed, no small feat there by Cal Ripken Jr. So big out there. That one goes all the way to the wall. Campaneris gets a double easy on that one. If Ripken doesn't get to that one. All right, here is Al Simmons. So fans here of the A's waiting for Simmons and Fox's bats to wake up. No home runs yet in this early season for these great sluggers. 0-1 pitch. Simmons swings, and Simmons bunting. How about that? So the Mac men trying to catch the Orioles sleeping, and it doesn't work. So Simmons tries to sneak aboard with a little bunt action, a little drag bunt, and he is nailed 1-3. Jimmy Fox now 1-for-1. RBI single back in the first. Full count on Fox, and Jimmy Fox draws the walk. Potential go-ahead run at first base. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning now for Bob Johnson. Bob Johnson grounded to short. that scored Eddie Collins. Dwayne is not here. You're going to take Cal over Jeter all day. Nice. All right. Farrell out to talk to Cuellar. Now back behind the dish again. And here's the 1-2 pitch. And Bob Johnson swinging a miss. Steer right 3. Side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 5 here in Oakland. And it is all tied up at 2. All right. George Stone lead things off here. Stone has grounded out and struck out. Vida Blue thus far with 5 strikeouts in the game. 1-1 pitch on the way to Stone. And the lefty swings. And this one grounded past short into left field. Shallow left, base hit. So Baltimore with its 5th hit in the game. And here comes Ken Singleton. Yeah, both their rookie cards. Wow. 2 rookie cards you definitely want to hold on to, Nathaniel. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I know I'm on a little bit here later than usual, but watched an episode of Sopranos and then came on, saw Legends was doing a game. And when Legends is doing a game, I like to catch his games if it's baseball. So hence the reason why I'm late. All right, so Ken Singleton last time he grounded to short. That allowed Brian Roberts to score. And the throw over and safe at first is George Stone. 3-0 delivery to Ken Singleton. And this one missing down low and a little bit away. First walk issued by Vida Blue. And here's Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray, 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. All right, Cochran out to quickly go over the signs of Vida Blue. And the 3-0 pitch. Try to calm Blue down as well. Doesn't seem to work. So the bases are loaded. And it brings up Cal Ripken Jr. So Ripken struck out and singled in this game. Nobody out, and a chance now for the Orioles for the first time to take a lead and break the tie in this game. Cochran out to talk to Vida Blue again. Maybe his pitcher is in trouble a little bit. 2-2 pitch on the way to Cal Ripken Jr. Swung on this one up the middle, and that's going to score 2. No, they're going to hold Singleton at third. So George Stone scores, and for the first time, Baltimore takes the lead, 3-2. I know a lot of people are expecting some out-of-the-park baseball tonight, but again, like to switch it up a little bit. Still haven't seen when the update will be coming out for Pocket Pennant Run. So when that's out, we'll be playing some more Pocket Pennant Run. All right. Nathaniel's asking me what. Are you asking me what's? Oh, just the first season. Just the first season. So, surprisingly enough, all these years, as much as I'm a mob movie and everything fanatic, never saw The Sopranos. I do know it starts out kind of as a, the first season, or it's kind of like sort of a little bit lighter. Then it starts to get really serious, which I'm looking forward to. It'll be fun. I've heard nothing but great things about it. And I'm at the same time binge watching again the Sons of Anarchy. So Sons of Anarchy, I'm in season 5 now. So never seen Sons of Anarchy. What a great, and people dismiss it as like, oh, it's just biker violence. No. It's actually a wonderful reimagining, if you will, of Hamlet, among other things, King Lear. So it's truly Shakespearean without the Elizabethan language, but Sons of Anarchy is it's just one of those rare shows that it's just amazing. Don't dismiss it as just being biker violence. It's really an incredible series. So both of them, one is of course streaming on Hulu, the other one on HBO. So yeah, looking forward to The Sopranos. It's a little bit different, so than I expected. We'll see. I'm sure it's going to get grittier. It was nice to see that Drea De Matteo is going to have like a recurring role in Sopranos. She, of course, plays Wendy in Sons of Anarchy. So nice to see this crossover. It was really cool in that pilot of the Sopranos to see so many actors in that series that play mafia guys in other movies. I saw guys in there already from oh my god, from Bronx Tale, from Goodfellas, Casino. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right, don't get me started on mob movies. I'm like Rube Waddell. You start talking about mob movies, I'll forget there's a baseball game on. All right, here's Rick Farrell now. Rick Farrell with an RBI single back in the fourth. Baltimore leads this one 3-2. And nobody out. 0-2 pitch on the way. And Farrell swings. This one hit up the middle. Collins will have it to Campaneris. So the 4, the 6, and the 3. So a double play, but another run will score. And the Orioles, with a safer margin, now lead 4-2. Oh, nah, you don't have to stop. I have seen Boardwalk Empire. I like it. I liked Boardwalk Empire. My only issue with it is they kind of overplayed Al Capone and underplayed Lucky Luciano. And if you know anything about mafia history in America, it was Lucky Luciano that formed the Cosa Nostra as we know it. And actually, Al Capone in real life, you read history, Capone was afraid of Luciano. But when I was watching Boardwalk Empire, I got the sense that they wanted Capone to be like kind of the more, I don't know, I don't know the word I want to use. It's too late right now. But Luciano was definitely, I mean, Al Capone was a brutal guy, but Luciano was he was deadly and he was brilliant. So that's my complaint about Boardwalk Empire, but it was very, very, very good. Rewatched Heat the other day with De Niro, Pacino, and Val Kilmer. Memory eternal of Val Kilmer. Damn, I forgot how violent that was. Yeah, Heat is. And the other great movie I love that Pacino and De Niro are on screen with each other is Righteous Kill. And that, of course, that movie has a wicked twist at the end. So trivia in The Godfather Part 2, they never shared screen time. So that's why when Heat came out, that was a real big thing. De Niro and Pacino in the same movie sharing screen time. And then, of course, coming back and doing Righteous Kill. So good stuff. Yeah, Boardwalk Empire did have a strange ending, Sam. It did. I did like it, though. Season 1 was kind of a slow burn. I thought Steve Buscemi was very good in it. But again, I was looking for it as it progressed. I wanted to see Lucky. Of course, it didn't go all the way up to Castello Moresi War, but I wanted to see more of Lucky Luciano's kind of cunning. And that just wasn't happening. It was more of an Al Capone focus when you talk about those two mobsters. But great stuff. And I'm hearing great things about, what's it called, Mobland. Tom Hardy got the seal of approval from former Capo Regime, Michael Francesi. He's a former mob boss. He wasn't a Don, but he was a captain. And it's one of the channels I follow. And Francesi has some amazing stories. So, and he said the Tom Hardy's portrayal of a mobster is spot on. So, I've heard it's good. We'll see. Black Mirror, different, disturbing. Tombstone is great. Yeah. No, I'm gonna resub to Paramount, but right now, man, I've got BritBox, Hulu, Amazon Prime. I buy some movies from YouTube, and HBO Max and all that stuff. So probably when I'm done with, I don't know, I'm going to drop one of them and pick up one of the others. I did have Paramount Plus. In fact, I want to go back because I never saw the final season of Peaky Blinders. So I've got to start all over again, because you got to love a gang that takes on the IRA, the Sicilian Mafia, the American Mafia, And of course, Tom Hardy, I do know, is in Boardwalk or in Peaky Blinders. So, but I'm a big Tom Hardy fan. Big Tom Hardy fan. I don't think we're gonna get a doubleheader in here, guys. I'm having more fun talking mob movies. All right. So I got to change these colors. Anyhow, there's Eddie Murray. I don't think, can I change that during the game? Let me see something. I wonder if I can. So I know you can like change players, but let me look. I probably can't, can I? No. I hate that because it's really hard to see that orange on that gray. Very weird. So that's why this game's going along rather stutteringly. 0-2 pitch now to Paul Blair. Blair swings, and this one, high fly ball center field. Going back on it is Al Simmons and makes the catch for the third out. But the Orioles break the tie, pick up 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 4-2. Anybody who's popped by in this channel, you should know by now anyhow that very rarely do I actually play through a 9-inning game without going off on 517 tangents. Samuel Smith says Pierce Brosnan became a much better actor since his 007 days. He's in Mobland. Wow. And I've heard 1923 is fantastic. I'm not much of like I don't watch television, but I do like to watch things that like, you know, movies and then like great kind of series that's streamed. So so now Samuel's hitting me with extra. So outside of baseball stuff, there's going to be some great baseball recommendations. So guys, what are your thoughts, by the way, in Digital Diamond so far? I have it. I'm just creating a best of 1970s league with it right now. So really haven't played much with it, but just what are your thoughts? There's a little bit of kind of a, people are liking it, but I'm noticing a sense of letdown with the Status Pro baseball component of it. So just curious for your thoughts, maybe in the comments later in this broadcast or whatever. Let me know what you think. Always curious what the family wants to think. La Borgata, huh? All right, Mickey Cochran is 0-for-2. And here is the pitch from Mike Cuellar. And Mickey Cochran swings. Fly ball. This one deep to right field. And wow, great catch there by Ken Singleton. All right, so Cochran gave it a ride, but just a big old loud out. And it's 1 down now for Jose Canseco. 0-for-2 his last time up. He popped to third. 2-0 pitch on the way to Canseco. And Seiko's going to send this one out to left field. And tracking it against the wall is George Stone. So 2 up, 2 down now with Sal Bando. Bando has walked twice in this game, so he's seen Cuellar well today. See if he puts that to good use. 1-1 pitch. Fly ball, right field. Singleton ranging back. And 5 feet short of the track, taps the glove once, taps the glove twice, and makes the catch. So the A's go quietly. We head to the top of the 7th. It's 4-2 in favor of the Orioles. AP joining us here at the ballpark in the midst of our mob movie, mob TV series discussion. So Todd B says he's going to purchase only because of the new import feature. Plus, it doesn't cost a fortune for all those seasons. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. From my opinion, I love the way the new import works in Digital Diamond Baseball. I was hoping, however, to have the experience of playing Status Pro Baseball. I was led to believe it was going to be a discrete engine, and then as you played it, but the cards aren't syncing, and apparently they're not supposed to. So because I don't have a lot of room to play cards and dice right now, and I don't have a copy of Status Pro, I've got to dig one up. I'm going to wait. So that's not Mark's fault, but he's put out another quality game. Way to go. And Nathaniel says he doesn't have any time for any game except Out of the Park Baseball. I mean, Out of the Park Baseball is my favorite game. This one I love too. There's so many of them I love, and that's why I have, projects like all over the place. But Out of the Park is still king, and I don't see anything out there threatening to topple the king from its throne. Or it could be the queen, whatever. Let's be inclusive here, man. All right, so Vita Blue, he is up to 90 pitches. All right, Brooks Robinson lead things off, and then Mike Cuellar back at the top of the order, and Brian Roberts for the Orioles/Browns. 3-0 pitch on the way, and Brooks Robinson was taken all the way. So Vita Blue issues his third walk of the game. And here's Mike Cuellar, and he will bat for himself. Here's the pitch. Cuellar gets the bunt down. Cochran up with it. He'll throw to first. Eddie Collins covering. Score that one 2-4 sacrifice. And on the play, Robinson will move to second. Back at the top of the order now for Brian Roberts. And Roberts in the game last time flew out to deep center. You love this channel because you can enjoy watching other games. I'm glad you do. That's why I like watching a lot of other guys. So I don't play PC replay baseball, but I do love watching other people play it. And the same with Inside Pitch and a lot of the other games. I have way too many digital baseball games now as it is. So for me to watch like another digital game, so Legends, of course, is a fantastic channel. RJO Network, not digital, but great stuff. Our Red Sox fan, David Baseball Demos, good mix of digital and cards and dice. So many great content creators in this YouTube sports gaming family that we have, guys. And I strongly encourage you to visit all their channels and subscribe. You're never going to be at a loss for baseball or the other sports for that matter in this community. But if you come here for a serious 9-inning baseball game for me, that's very rare. So just fair warning to anybody new to this. Usually at this time we have people on the mic and we're talking all night. So thank you, Nathaniel. I appreciate that. Seymour Smith says the new engine Digital Diamond 13 is excellent. Just need to synchronize the facts to action cards. Yeah, they're not in sync with the text. So I think if that can be fixed, I'm going to like it because I'm just playing with the import now. It's so much nicer. So much nicer than the way it used to be. A couple people have told me in conversations outside our YouTube community that they've gone actually back to version 12 because they are a little bit let down by the Status Pro thing. But I don't know. I like it. I like it. If that's fixed, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it. But Mark puts out a fantastic product every year, and the guy is great. He's already put out like 3 patches for it. And I think that in itself, he deserves. And you are getting, I mean, it doesn't cost a fortune. You're getting 2 baseball games, really, and a great baseball board game companion. And for those of you that don't want to learn syntax, Pocket Pennant Run's another nice option as a board game companion, and a pretty good cards and dice game in its own right as well. Don't want to underplay that. All right, let's get this game going here. All right, here's Brian Roberts now batting. Bases or runner on second, and they are going to give Roberts an intentional walk. So 2 on, and Vita Blue now facing George Stone. So Stone grounded a single back in the 6th inning. And the 1-2 pitch on the way to George Stone. Stone swings, and this one, fly ball, line foul, and just out of the reach of Double X. So George Stone will get another look at Vita Blue. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Stone swings, fly ball, shallow center. Simmons charging in hard, makes the basket catch. Runners aren't going to advance on that. So 2 down here for Ken Singleton. Ken Singleton has himself an RBI, and he also walked in this game. 2 on, 2 down, 1-2 pitch to Singleton. And Vita Blue hits Singleton and loads the bases. So that's a little bit surprising. And here's Eddie Murray. A swing of the bat, and Murray puts this game pretty much out of reach here in the top of the 7th. Murray went for 2 with a walk also. So the bases are sold out. Brooks Robinson at third, Brian Roberts at second, and Ken Singleton at first. Pardon the stuttering tonight. 1-1 pitch to Eddie Murray. Swung on. This will stay in the park easily. Grounder to Bando, and Bando will go to Eddie Collins, and that will retire the side. So Vita Blue gets out of it. 7th inning stretch time here in Oakland, and it's 4-2 in favor of the Orioles. And as Todd B says, yeah, I mean, Mark does, he does work on things and quickly. Just so you could just get those developers out there that you want to support. And definitely Mark Cohen. Mark Cohen gets it. He gets it. For those of you that play Baseball Mogul, I do have it. Clay Dressloff is already, he's put out 2 hot fixes for the game. So do be aware of that. And he's running a little special right now. If you get, I won't get it, of course, but if you get Football Mogul and Baseball Mogul, you get a really nice discount. So something to think about, guys. Baseball Mogul still a good game that I think does need to be retired at this point, though. All right, Vita Blue will lead things off, and we swing around the top of the order. Eddie Collins and Bert Campaneris. And I'm sorry, yeah, Vita Blue has struck out twice in this game. And Joe Rudy is going to come in to pinch hit. So Vita Blue's day is done. And Rudy in there, 0-1 pitch. Rudy swings and promptly hard hit grounder pass short into left field. Making the turn at first is Joe Rudy, and he will hold there. So hit number 3 for the A's brings up Eddie Collins, 1 for 2 and a walk. Throw over to first. Joe Rudy dives back, and he is safe. Infield looking bunt from Eddie Collins. 2-2 pitch on the way. Collins swings, grounder to second. They could get 2. Nice play at second. 4-6, and the hard slide by Joe Rudy is going to prevent the double play ball. So Eddie Collins aboard in the fielder's choice. Nice play out there by Brian Roberts. All right, Bert Campaneris is 0 for 2. In the box now, throw over. Eddie Collins back. Looking for Eddie to steal one here. 2-0 pitch. Runner doesn't go. Grounded to short. Are they going to turn 2 here? 6-4 to no 3. So unable to make the pivot and get the throw off in time, Brian Roberts. So consecutive fielder's choices, and Bert Campaneris slightly slower than Eddie Collins now. And here is Al Simmons. They're on their feet here in Oakland, trying to get Mr. Szymanski going. Simmons has flown out, walked, and bunted out in this game. And the 1-0 pitch. Simmons swings. Fly ball to right. It's high enough, but it is definitely not deep enough. Singleton making the catch toward the line, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 8th inning, game 1 of a doubleheader. It is 4-2, and we need to go to our bullpen. Let me see. Not looking too... Maybe we'll bring in Eddie Rommel. Let's bring in Eddie Rommel. Give him some... Yeah, because Lefty Grove... Yeah, Lefty Grove is... We're gonna bring in Eddie Rommel. All right, here we go. So Joe Rudy's day is done. He will sit down. And Eddie Rommel ready to deal now. So record on here, a 3.45 ERA, 15 wins, 12 losses, 2 saves, 226 2/3 innings pitched, 67 runs batted in, 54 strikeouts, and a whip of 1.310. He will face Cal Ripken Jr., Rick Farrell, and Paul Blair. Rick Farrell and Paul Blair. Eddie wanting to get a little bit more screen time there. All right, Ripken, RBI back in the 6th that scored George Stone. In the box now. And here is the pitch from Eddie Rommel. Ripken swings, fly ball, right field. Canseco going back and leaps and makes the grab. So one away. The ball did not hit Canseco on the head, so we'll make sure to get that in the headlines tomorrow as Rick Farrell steps in. So Rick Farrell's had himself a pretty good day at the plate with 2 RBI in this game. Eddie Rommel brings it, and Farrell swings in the first pitch. This one grounded up the middle. Eddie Collins ranges to his right bare hands, fires onto the beast to retire Rick Farrell for out number 2. All right, here's Paul Blair. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Paul Blair goes down swinging. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's still the Orioles 4 and the A's 2. And that will bring up Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Mickey Cochran. I'm sorry, Jimmy Fox, Bob Johnson, and Mickey Cochran. Keep willing Al Simmons up there. Great Jimmy Fox, one of the GOATs. Certainly one of the GOATs. 1-2 pitch on the way to Double X. And Jimmy Fox, look at that. Big rip and a miss. So 7th strikeout. So Cuellar, who was in trouble earlier in the game, now keeping these A's quiet and notches his 7th K. All right, here's Indian Bob Johnson now, who was nothing for 3. Rare Pirates game coming up next. 0-1 pitch by Johnson. This one tapped foul, third base side. And the ball girl will retrieve it and throw it to Nate, who happens to be over there in the third base side, in the third base grandstand. So, Nathaniel, got yourself a souvenir. Johnson back in the box now. Here's the 0 pitch. Johnson swings. High fly ball to left field. Camping under it is George Stone, and he will make the grab for out number 2. All right, left-handed hitting catcher Mickey Cochran in there now. So Cochran right now 0 for 3 in this game. Looking to get something going here in the bottom of the 8th for his beloved A's. Full count on Cochran. Cochran will take ball 4. This one misses down low. Oh, very welcome. Yep, Oakland just 3 hits in this game. Todd, 2 errors. And Cuellar running out of gas, but computer managing there. So 2-2 pitch on the way. Canseco swings, and this one driven hard into left base hit. Cochran rounding second, and he will make third easily. So Oakland trying to mount a threat here with 2 downs. They're charging George Stone with a poor play out there in left, but I think that ball was scorched. So we're going to tell the official scorer, go have a beer. All right, here's Salbando now. And my Paisan has walked twice and flown out in this game. 2-2 pitch, or 0-2 pitch, I should say. Bondo swings. High fly ball to right. Back and Singleton makes the catch at the track. We head to the top of the 9th. Baltimore leads Oakland 4-2. So Baltimore, each of these teams at the end of this game will be at 1-1. Next game will be the all-time Pirates versus the all-time Braves. All right, it'll be Brooks Robinson. We'll make that one go a little faster. Brooks Robinson walked his last time up. Full count on Robinson from Rommel. And this one misses, and Brooks is aboard. Brings up Mike Cuellar, and Cuellar's day is done. Heine Manush will come in now to pinch hit. So Cuellar pitched a good ball game. So for Oakland, we'll look at we'll do a scoring summary for Oakland after this at bat by Heine Manush, representing the St. Louis Browns. Manush swings. This one, slow tapper to short. Campaneris is going to have to hurry his throw. This is going to be close. Manush is safe. Campaneris. So the ball slows down on the infield grass. Campaneris was actually playing Manush a little bit deeper. So unable to get Manush. And all of a sudden, there are 2 on for Baltimore and nobody out now for Brian Roberts. Was intentionally walked back in the 7th. 0-1 pitch on the way. Roberts swings, tapped foul, first base side. And the man in blue calls foul. Count 0-2 now. Rommel deals. Roberts swings, fly ball, center field. Nothing's left the yard today. And Al Simmons on his horse to his right makes the grab. So 1 away here on a very early Easter/Pascha morning. and brings up the left fielder, George Stone. Stone flew out his last time up. George Stone has himself a single in this game. 1-2 pitch. Rommel deals and strike three. This one in at the knees. So quickly 2 down now. 2 on for Ken Singleton. Singleton was hit by a pitch earlier in the game, back in the 7th. Also an RBI back in the 4th. 2-2 pitch to Singleton. And that one, swing and a miss. Strike 3. We go to the bottom of the 9th. And Oakland will send up a pinch hitter for Eddie Rommel. And then we'll go back to the top of the order. Eddie Collins and Bert Campaneris. Rommel right now in there. And we will see Amos Strunk to pinch hit. So here we go. 0-2 pitch. And Amos Strunk properly strikes out. Let's take a look at the scoring summary for both teams. Not that way, of course. First for Baltimore, 2 runs in the 4th. And let's see. So those, 2 runs in the 4th. And those came on Singleton scoring Roberts, and Farrell scored Eddie Murray. Then 2 more in the 6th with RBI single from Cal Ripken Jr. that scored George Stone. And then Rick Farrell grounded into a double play, but Ken Singleton scored on that play. For Oakland, back in the 1st, it was a Jimmy Fox RBI single that scored Eddie Collins. And then in the 3rd inning, Bob Johnson grounded to short that forced Fox at second, but Eddie Collins able to score. From there, Cuellar's kept them quiet. And let's close that baseball card feature. Love it. Coolest thing, one of the cool things in this game. All right, and here we go. Eddie Collins bats with 1 down, bottom of the 9th. So unlike our Boston.com tournament, nothing really at stake here yet. 2-1 pitch, early goings. Slow tapper to short. Ripken making a nice play, and Collins is out. So Collins, the spike just a millimeter from the bag, and they get him. So 2 down now, and it's up to Bert Campaneris to try to keep things going. 1-2 pitch. Campaneris pops this one behind the plate. Farrell tosses aside the mask. And is there enough real estate for Farrell? Nope. All right, so Campaneris lives to bat for another pitch, at least 1-2 pitch. This should be the ball game. Grounded to short, and Ripken to Murray for the 6-3 putout. And Baltimore defeats Oakland 4-2. Quick recap of the game, and we'll just slide into our next one. No real highlights in this game, kind of just a game. So for Baltimore, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For Oakland, 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. Each team at 1-1. Cuellar gets the win. Vita Blue gets the loss. And just very quickly, our player of the game is Mike Cuellar. So just one of those games. All right. Have a great night, Todd, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Easter. For you guys hanging around, I think we'll do one more. And like Dwayne says, even if nobody watches it, it's up there to watch later. Or as Legend says, they keep. All right. So what do we got left on this day? I think just the Pirates. No, we also have Mets and Dodgers. Oh, we don't have a Pirates. I was thinking 1971, so no Pirate game tonight. But I'm trying to see. Martinez versus Gibson. So it looks like we're going to have Washington, St. Louis, or we could do Mets, Dodgers. Tough one. Nathaniel's going to hang out. That's cool. Let me see. I'll tell you what. Let's fast play these, and since Nathaniel's going to hang out, let's see if we can get a Milwaukee Brewers game here. All right. So Martinez versus Gibson. Washington Nationals versus the St. Louis Cardinals. And this one, St. Louis edges Washington 4-3. And it looks like Shadell gets the win. John Wetland with the loss. And Boyer goes 2 for 5 with a home run. All right, the other game then on this day, Mets Dodgers, Jerry Kuzman against Burley Grimes. Let's autoplay it. And of course, we have to. So the Dodgers defeat the Mets 5-1. Grimes with the win. Allen takes the loss. Green goes 2 for 4. It's a home run. 2 runs batted in. Let's go to the second, and we got us a full slate of games here. Let's see who. Nathaniel, who are your Brewers playing here? Let's see. Or are they not playing today? I'm looking. Could be an off day for Milwaukee. Looks like it. Looks like it. So then what I do is I start looking for some pitching matchups. Here's a good one. So we're going to have the New York Yankees against the Detroit Tigers. I guess we're going to do some more American League action here. Lots of oh no, there's Milwaukee. Milwaukee and Arizona. But if I'm going to do this, man, I got to fix those colors. Tell you what, tonight let's just do Yankees Tigers, and we're going to save this Milwaukee Arizona. But I do want to modify the team while I think about it. All right. So we're going to make this home foreground white, just because it just makes it easier to read. And let's make this home a road background. We'll make it white. It just makes it a bit easier to see things. There we go. That'll be a lot more clear. And let's fix Milwaukee than we possibly could do. Yeah, let's do this. Let's make Milwaukee. Let's fix that. And then we'll do the Brewers, I guess, here, huh? Whoops, wrong. Oh, no. So home foreground, we're going to have to do white again. And there we go. A lot easier to read. Cool. All right. There we go. So now we are ready. And we will play the Brewers after all. So we're gonna have make the Brewers the human team, and let's play. Yankees Tigers another night. So here we are. Let's do this. Okay, lots of inactives. All right, let's do computer versus right, and so Teddy Higuera will take the mound for Nathaniel's beloved Milwaukee Brewers. And we're ready to go. A lot of guys inactive right now. So all right, here we are at Chase Field today for the second game of a doubleheader. This is going to be the Brewers and the Diamondbacks. This is going to be Teddy Guerra versus Brandon Webb. So pretty good one here. Outside of this dome, it's 91 degrees. So people happy to be indoors here in Arizona. And so let's get ready to play some ball. So, hey, happy Easter to Pesky Pole, Christosaneste, happy Easter, blessed Pascha, my friend. Good to see the Pesky Pole. Saw him earlier, way earlier in Dave Gardner's chat. And again, happy birthday to Dave. Good to see you, man. And I hope you have a wonderful, blessed Easter. And Nathaniel says that the Brewers lost 3-1. To Arizona tonight, so looking for a little revenge. Well, Milwaukee looking for its first win here. They're 0-2. Arizona 2-0. All right, starting defense here for the Arizona Diamondbacks. In left field, Luis Gonzalez. In center, Steve Findlay. And in right, Reggie Sanders. I love these baseball cards in Action PC Baseball. All right, from first to third, first base, Tony Clark. Second, Orlando Hudson. At shortstop, former Bucco and former Indian, Jay Bell. At third base, Chad Tracy, catching Damian Miller, and on the mound, Brandon Webb. Leading off here for Milwaukee, Robin Yountz. So Robin Yount off to a 333 start, a home run. And full count on the way from Brandon Webb to Robin Yount. And Robin Yount draws the walk. So here we go. Good eye up there by Yount. That pitch was close. And here's Jeff Cirillo. Cirillo hitting just 125 with a run batted in. Brandon Webb with the 1-2 delivery. Cirillo swings. This one grounded to short. Jay Bell will go to Hudson on the pivot to Clark for the 6-4-3 double play. And that quickly, bases are empty for George Scott. George Scott hitting 286, has a run batted in. Pirates lost to the Guardians 3-0. Yeah, saw that. Bucco's not giving Paul Skeens any support in that game, unfortunately. 1-2 pitch on the way, and George Scott cuts and misses. So strike 3. All right. So the Brewers go quietly. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Milwaukee nothing. Arizona coming to bat. And let's look at the starting defense here for Milwaukee. And you'll also see the Seattle Pilots represented here, namely by Tommy Harper. And left field and center, Robin Yount. And in right field, Jeremy Burnitz. From first to third, we got George Scott, Jim Gantner, Jose Valentin, Jeff Cirillo, and behind the plate, Charlie Moore. All right, Teddy Higuera, the southpaw, ready to work against Jay Bell. Jay Bell leading things off here for the D-backs. 1-1 pitch. Bell swings, fly ball, center field here. Yount coming in on his horse and gloves it. Puts it in the saddlebag for out number 1. Thank you for that, Nathaniel. All right, switch hitter Nathaniel Hudson in the box, batting right against the lefty Higuera. Hudson has a home run, 2 runs batted in the young season. 1-1 pitch on the way to Hudson. Fly ball, center field. And Robin Yount measures it up and makes the catch. Adjusting back to Action PC is a different bear. It's a different kind of bear altogether because it's a slower game. So I'm used to that faster pace of out-of-the-park baseball. So I apologize that my rhythm is off, but it's definitely a slower game than out-of-the-park baseball. But still love it nonetheless. All right, here's Luis Gonzalez batting with 2 down. And the 2-2 pitch from Teddy Higuera. Gonzalez taps this one back to the mound. And Higuera over to cover. George Scott up with it, feeds it onto Higuera, who beats him to the bag. And that is the 3rd out. We go to the top of the 2nd, and it's just a bunch of zeros. Jeremy Burnitz leading off things here for Nathaniel's Brewers. 1-2 pitch on the way. Burnitz swings. This one tapper to first. And Clark waves off Brandon Webb and takes it to the bag himself. It's 1 up, 1 down now for Jose Valentin. Switch hitting shortstop against Brandon Webb. Full count. Fly ball center field. Finley comes in on it and makes a fine trotting catch there. It's 2 up, 2 down now for Tommy Harper. Tommy Harper, the lone representative of the Seattle Pilots here, as far as I can tell. Seattle Pilots would become the Milwaukee Brewers. 0-1 pitch on the way. Harper gets the bunt down third base line, and coming in on it is Tracy, and he'll fire to Hudson, and that throw offline, and Tommy Harper is aboard. Tommy Harper is aboard. So 2 away now, and brings up Jim Gantner now, the second baseman. Harper at first, 2 away, no score. Throw over. Tommy Harper is back. Brandon Webb ready to bring it home. Full count. And Jim Gantner called strike 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors. A runner, or 1 error, and a runner left on. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. And it's just nada, baby. All right, Steve Finley due up here. Steve Finley hitting .222 in the young season. And here's the pitch. Finley swings this one up the middle. And Robin Yount dives and makes the play. Great play there by Robin Yount out into center field. Full body extension. Slides and that ball right into the glove. Good judgment there. 1 away. And my phone keeps resetting. It's losing it's having a cow right now, but that's okay. All right, here's Tony Clark. So Clark, thus far in the season, is 4 for 6, including an RBI and 4 runs scored. 2-2 pitch on the way. Clark swings. This one tapped to third. Chirillo will have it, and on to George Scott. Score that one 5-3, 2 away for Reggie Sanders. Sanders in this young season, making his first plate appearance. 2-0 pitch from Higuera. Tapper to second, and it's going to be Chirillo to Scott, and that will retire the side. So we have played 2. We are scoreless in Arizona. Clinton Parks joining us here for a little bit more modern baseball. How you doing, Professor? Happy Easter. Christos Aneste. Christos Voskrese. Christos Adviat. Cristo è risorto. Cristo es resucitado. So there we go. Now we've got Christ is risen in 5 languages, because I just said it in English too. All right, Charlie Moore batting in the 8th slot, then Teddy Higuera, and then back at the top of the order, Robin Yount for the all-time great Brewers/Pilots. 2-2 pitch on the way to Charlie Moore. Moore swings. This one tapped towards short. Jay Bell ranging to his left. Fires on to Tony Clark. Score that one 6-3. 1 up, 1 down now for Teddy Higuera. 0-2 pitch on the way. Higuera swings. And this one, routine ground ball to first. And Clark takes it to the bag unassisted. 2 up, 2 down. Now as we get back to the top of the order, Robin Yount making a great play in center field. At the top of the inning, here's the pitch. Yount, tapper back to Webb at the mound. Barely has to get off the slab on that one. Fires to 1-3 to Clark. And they go meekly. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score. And Clinton says, Happy Easter. My friend, thank you. Completely nuts yesterday. On August 3rd, cats are coming your way from Pakistan. So are you talking like Chris's? And in August, 3 cats. You're talking about Chris Slovik's cats? Is that what you mean? Because he's like me, he's a huge cat fan. And I know yeah, wow. Clinton, that's amazing. That is great of you. He loves his cats. I have one of mine is lying on the bed, and the other one's at my feet here. Love my babies. So that is so cool of you, Clinton. That is so awesome, man. I know Chris right now needs some good lift to the spirits. So, man, God bless you for that. All right, Chad Tracy leads things off here. So we're at the bottom of the Arizona order. So it's going to be Tracy, Miller, and Webb due up. Chad Tracy hitting 375 with a run batted in. Full count on Chad Tracy. And look at this, swing and a miss. And Teddy Higuera, K's one here in the bottom of the 3rd. First one. All right, here's Damian Miller. Miller just 1 for 7 on the season. 2-0 pitch. And Miller swings. And this one, line drive, base hit. Left field. Makes the wide turn at first, and he will hold as Tommy Harper gets the ball back in. All right, here's Brandon Webb. And they're looking bunt. And this one, Tapper past the mound. And Gantner to Valentin. Oh, my goodness, look at that, to George Scott. So that is it. Ending double play. No runs on 1 hit and no errors. And we have played 3, and we are scoreless. So Brandon Webb will face the number 2, 3, 4 hitters here for Milwaukee. Chirillo, Scott, and Burnett. All right. Chirillo in this game grounded into a double play back in the 1st. Brandon Webb with a 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into right field. Reggie Sanders reels it in out there. 1 up, 1 down for George Scott. Struck out back in the 1st. Scott with some power in that bat. Milwaukee wanted to see that wake up. This one grounded hard to short. Jay Bell spears it out of the air. That one goes to the alley. Jay Bell making a great play out there at the number 6 position. So 2 away now for Jeremy Burnitz. Burnitz grounded to first back in the second. And the 2-1 pitch. Burnitz cuts on this one. Long fly ball, deep right field. And Reggie Sanders makes the catch at the base of the wall. Woof. So neither team asking quarter nor granting. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. No score here in Arizona. And you can see the scoreboard. So Arizona leading 1-0 in errors right now. Okay, so you have a kitty watching you. Nice. The one and only Lemmy Kilmeister Parks. Love it. Love it, man. And Lemmy would be very, very happy. He's up there in heaven right now with all the rockers, man. He's loving it. Good friend of mine who was a biker posited, and I think he's right, that cats are the they're the bikers of the animal world. He always said he loved cats, and he's convinced that it was cats more than dogs that are like have the biker mentality, and I think he's right. And no mistake, I love dogs too. I really do. But cats, man, they just got this jam going on. I don't know. Jay Bell, nothing for 1. Flew to shallow center. Padre Pio, big fan of cats, by the way. So there you go. 2-0 pitch to Bell. Of course, St. Francis loved them all. Popped up on the infield. And, boy, this one could bring rain. Gantner waits for it. And finally does come down. And an occluded front, a warm front, and a stationary front till that ball came down. So 1 down now for Orlando Hudson. Fly to deep left center last time up. And this one, Teddy Higuera misses. And Hudson aboard. Love it, man. I love tuxedo cats are beautiful. So you also have Ozzy and Lemmy, man. That's cool. My God, I got Albert and Darcy. I used to have, so some years ago, I had cats. I'd gotten some cats from the shelter, named one Pink and the other Floyd, and they were both absolutely nuts, man. Oh, my God. So I had Pink and Floyd. And oof. Two nice things about cats where they do have this a bit of advantage of the dog. When it's super damn cold outside in the winter in the morning, I don't have to go out and take my cats to go to the bathroom, and they don't bark. Of course, my dude here by my feet, man, he's like super imprinted on me. So, pardon me. In the winter it's nice to see. He always sleeps right next to me, man, and he's a big cat, which is fine. But when it gets to be like 90 degrees, man, he's still there. Doesn't matter. So, oof. All right. Now we went from mob movies to cats. Love it. All right. 1-0 pitch here to Luis Gonzalez. Tapper to first. Scott, he's going to go to second. Valentin will not be able to get the relay throw back off. So Gonzalez on in the fielder's choice. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th for Steve Finley. Finley lined to center back in the second. You guys can notice my hesitation with these D-backs because these are like all like new players. It's like, okay, I have to get to know these guys a little better. Paul Fay trying to convince me to play more modern baseball. 2-0 pitch. And Steve Finley smacks this into left field. Base hit. Gonzalez rounding second. But, yes, there he goes, round second, and he will make it easily as the throw goes into Jim Gantner. So runners at the corners here. First serious threat posed by either team, really. Gonzalez at third, Finley at first, and brings up Tony Clark. Tony Clark grounded to third back in the second. 1-0 pitch on the way. Clark swings, and this one, fly ball deep to left. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. This one is out of here. Tony Clark goes downtown, 3-run dinger off of Teddy Higuera. Ouch. And the D-backs go ahead 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Nathaniel, look away. Yep, Chris has Carl. I'm going to rename him Dio. Nice. That's such a great thing you're doing, Clinton. That is awesome. All right. I hope Chris is doing well, and everybody, please keep sending good vibes to our great friend Chris Slovik over there in Islamabad, as he can get things sorted out. I know good things are going to happen for Chris. You know, what's the old saying, man? When God shuts a door, others open. So this community, and most importantly, God's got your back there, Chris. So you catch us on the flip side, man. So Clinton says, give me more plays with National Pastime 3. See if I can start broadcasting again. Man, I would I hope you will. I miss Clinton Parks. A lot of you guys never got to hear Clinton do broadcasts. He was doing them back in 2018. Always fun. And just been on Clinton now for what? It's been like 3 years, something like that. All right. Sleep well, my friend. Happy Easter to you and your lovely wife, Tiny Bunny. So, and catch you at the next game, my friend, I hope. All right, here's Reggie Sanders batting with 2 down, and Arizona coming through in a big way here. Higuera deals 0-1 pitch, and this one liner to left, but Tommy Harper there to make the play. That retires the side, but 3 runs on 2 hits and no errors. 4 in the books here at Arizona, and it's the D-backs 3 and the Brewers nothing. Jose Valentin will start things off here. Tommy Harper waits on deck. Jim Gantner in the hole. Jose Valentin is flown out to shallow right in this game. 1-2 pitch on the way. Valentin swings. This one, fly ball to left field. And Reggie Sanders looks up, and the no-hitter is gone, and that ball is gone. Open the window, Aunt Minnie, and move that apple pie. And here comes Jose Valentin, and he goes yard, and Milwaukee answers and gets one back. 370-foot shot there by Valentin, and it's 3-1. All right, here is Tommy Harper now. Harper batting in the number 6 slot. Was safe on a throwing error last time. Brandon Webb's 2-0 pitch. This one, line hard to left, base hit. So Milwaukee had been no hit up until this 5th inning, and now they're starting to see Brandon Webb a little bit better here. So Tommy Harper, the occasional threat to steal, well, a little bit more than occasionally. So Arizona needs to watch there, as he's going to maybe bring some old school baseball as Jim Gantner settles in the box. Gantner struck out against Brandon Webb back in the 2nd. Brandon Webb has fan 2 in this game. Webb throws over. Tommy Harper slides back, gets the hand in. He's safe, gets up, dusts himself off. Webb ready to deal. 1-2 pitch on the way to Jim Gantner. Lefty swings. This one, hard hit ground ball to right field. Reggie Sanders up with it. Tommy Harper turns on the Jets, and he's going to make it to third base. Long throw by Reggie Sanders. Actually, it's going to be closer than I thought. The tag. Tommy Harper just gets in there. All right, so Tommy Harper on at third. Gantner on at first. Nobody out, and a chance here for the Milwaukee Brewers to tie it up. Charlie Moore grounded out back in the 3rd. Miller out to talk to Brandon Webb, now back behind the dish. 2-1 pitch now from the stretch. Moore sends this one to left field. Should be deep enough to score Tommy Harper. Wait, this has distance at the wall. And catch made. Tommy Harper will tag at third. The throw comes to the plate, but this one, nope, it's going to hit the cutoff man, Jay Bell. And Milwaukee now within 1 run. So game's shaping up to be a little bit more exciting. Look at this. We're just an hour and a half in, and we're halfway through game number 2. So I must be doing something a little better. All right, they're in at the corners here. Tracy in at third and Clark in at first for Teddy Higuera. And it looks like he is going to bat for himself. Here's the pitch. And the throw down. Gantner was off to the races, the tag, and he is out of there. So caught stealing. Now base is empty for Teddy Higuera. 0-1 pitch, and Higuera puts the cap on it with a strikeout. But the good news, if you're a Brewers fan, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 4.5 here in the books here in Arizona at Chase Field. And it's the Diamondbacks edging thus far Milwaukee 3-2. Arizona came in this game 2-0. Milwaukee looking for their first win. They are at 0-2. All right. Chad Tracy due up, Damian Miller, and Brandon Webb. Arizona third baseman struck out against Teddy Higuera in the game. The lone strikeout issued by the Southpaw. Full count, and Tracy gets a pitch to hit, and he does it. Line to the right. Played on the hop out there by Jeremy Burnitz, and that's the 4th hit for Arizona in this ball game. Damian Miller single to left, back in the third. Higuera deals, count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Miller sends one up the middle, and Gantner to Valentin to George Scott. So how about it? 4-6-3 double play, and that clears the bases. And here's Brandon Webb. So if you're Teddy Higuera, you got to be feeling pretty good right about now. 1-2 pitch. And Brandon Webb, tapper back to the mound. Higuera fields it off the bump onto George Scott for the 1-3 put outside, retired. And we head to the top of the 6th inning. Your score remains 3-2 in favor of Arizona and this all-time great teams league subset of the Baseball History Collection Action PC Baseball 2025. So usually DK Sports updates the updates this file about every June. So if you guys have Action PC Baseball, push Dave and company to include the franchise great teams again, but also the decade teams. That's even cooler than this one. So push. I just realized I need to give Arizona an actual logo, not one of these defaults here that comes with the game. I'll have to do that later. I don't pay attention too much to these newfangled baseball teams, so I suppose I should. All right, here's Robin Yount now, back at the top of the order for the Brewers. Yount has walked and grounded to the pitcher. 3-2 your score. 1-2 pitch. Yount swings, fly ball left field. This will stay in the park. Luis Gonzalez has it measured up, trots in, gloves it. 1 out. All right, here's Jeff Chirillo. Flew out his last time up. 0-1 pitch. Chirillo swings, and high fly ball. Coming in on it is Finley, and he will make the grab. So 2 up and 2 down now for George Scott. Lined out his last time up. And there is Mike, Sports Time Machine. Blessed Easter to you, my friend. Christos Aneste. 3-2 pitch, and Scott laces this one to right. Base hit. Scott going to second to slide the tag, and he is safe. Second double of the season for George Scott. And here comes Jeremy Burnitz. So here come these fighting Brewers here. Burnitz 0-2 in the contest. And the 3-1 pitch. Burnitz swings. This one tapped up the first base line. Clark to Webb, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th in second game of a doubleheader here on the channel tonight. Arizona leads Milwaukee 3-2. Hope all is well with you, Mike. All right. Jay Bell. Top of the order here. So it's going to be Bell, Hudson, and Luis Gonzalez. Jay Bell in this game has flown out and popped out. 2-0 pitch now to Jay Bell. And this one, solid line drive into left field, past short. And there goes Jay Bell. So a little hesitation there out there by Tommy Harper and Robin Yount. So not calling it an error. They're giving it a hit. So, or no, wait, and what did they happen? They get him. They get him. Oh, my God. So this is where I love out of the park baseball. You get a nice double play or nice video replay. So let me see. So this one hit out there. So Harper up with it. Jay Bell decides he's going to go to second. And Harper unloads. And Gantner's waiting and gets the tag down. How about that? All right. So that's why you don't see that up there. So, all right. Here's Orlando Hudson now. Great play out there. Combined play, I guess, by Yount and Harper. I'm not sure who got to the ball first. Looked like Tommy Harper. 1-2 pitch. And swing and a miss. So 2 down. Teddy Higuera fans his second. So keeping his club in the ball game. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We're going to see Valentin, Harper, and Gantner due up for Milwaukee. Luis Gonzalez has grounded out twice. Higuera, 3-1 pitch, and swinging is Luis Gonzalez. Routine 4-3 put out. Gantner to Scott to retire the side, and looks like we're gonna have us a new pitcher in the game. So Mike Kaplov comes in, or Mike Kaplov, or Kaplova, I don't know how you say his name. We'll just call him Mike Kaplov. I have no idea. Somebody want to correct me on that? Go ahead. Please do. All right, Jose Valentin, Brian Harper, and Jim Gantner due up. Valentin in this game last time went yard, baby. Solo shot. Give Milwaukee its first run there back in the 5th. 1-0 pitch. Valentin back to the mound. And Kaplov on to Clark at first. Score that one 1-3 and 1 out. Again, do tell me if I'm butchering this guy's name. All right, they're looking bunt here from Tommy Harper. And I said Brian Harper. I'm sorry, Tommy Harper. Singled his last time up. 2-2 pitch. Lone representative of the St. Louis or the Seattle Pilots here. It's a 2-way now for Jim Gantner. 1-0 pitch. And a couple of hits, Jim Gantner. So a hit batsman, Gantner aboard, and here's Charlie Moore. Charlie Moore, sac fly RBI that scored Harper. 3-1 pitch. Moore swings. Long fly ball to left. Will this be enough? It will not. 7th inning stretch time. Arizona holding a 3-2 lead. We'll be right back. And we are back. Mike says the struggle has been real. First 2 days training was only 5 hours. Start full-time tomorrow and hoping. You got this, man. You got this. I'll tell you what, Mike, things going to settle for you. It's going to be going good and smooth. Work is going to be great. You're going to be back. I know you've been doing, but you're going to be doing your baseball. That calmness is going to come back, man. It's going to be good. Hang tight, man. You got this, brother. You got this. I know you do. And God's got you, man. All right, here is Steve Finley now. We got the number 4, 5, and 6 due up for Arizona. Finley, Clark, and Sanders. Beatles eternally doing some modern baseball. Boy, am I out of my comfort zone. Yikes. Anyhow, Steve Finley singled back in the 4th. So 1 for 2 in the game. Higuera deals. 1-1 pitch. to Finley, and this one swung on, routine fly ball to right, and Jeremy Burnitz taps the glove and makes the catch. So Tony Clark, 3 RBI today, and that was that big 3-run homer way back in the 4th inning, and the only 3 runs scored by Arizona. Higuera's been keeping them quiet. 1-1 pitch to Tony Clark. Clark swings, grounded deep to third, and looks like we got an error on Jeff Chirillo. So the ball short hops him, and it hits off the heel of the glove. So we'll see if that can back to bite them in their proverbial arse, as the Irish say. And here's Reggie Sanders now. And Sanders is grounded out and lined to left. 2-0 pitch to Sanders, cut on. This one, just a weak little grounder. And Chirillo will go to Gantner, but good slide there by Clark's going to break up the double play. So fielder's choice allows Reggie Sanders to reach first. And here's Chad Tracy. Chad Tracy singled back in his last time up. Throw over. Reggie Sanders is back. What's your pitch? And Chad Tracy with and a miss. So no runs, no hits, and there was an error. We go to the top of the 8th. Milwaukee trailing Arizona 3-2. And we'll be cutting it off after this one, 2:29 a.m. on the East Coast on my Friday night, which is Easter Pascha morning. Go figure. I don't know. All right, and we're going to have BJ Surhoff to come in and pinch hit. So Teddy Higuera pitched a pretty good ball game. A 3-run shot was huge, but other than that, zeros all the way around the board. So here comes BJ Surhoff, lefty to face Mike Kaplov, who stays in the game. And Surhoff promptly gaps this one into right field, and he's going for 2 as Finley gets to the ball. The throw to second, strong throw to Bell, the tag, and not in time. So BJ Surhoff comes in, gets the pinch hit double. And, boy, the names just keep on coming. All right, so Byung-Hyun Kim from Korea now to pitch. Okay, thank you, BJ. All right. And here is Robin Yount. We are back at the top of the order here. Chance for the Brewers to tie things up. 0-2 pitch. And not going to happen. So Robin Yount strikes out. Kim picking up his K. And here's Jeff Chirillo now. I know people raising their eyebrows, but I'm using the Italian pronunciation of his name. And here we go. So now we got Dave Nielsen. So after all that talk about Italian pronunciations, we're going to get us a Scandinavian in here. And throwback spin throw. They're not going to get BJ Surhoff napping that easily. All right, Kim deals now to Dave Nielsen. Nielsen swinging the first pitch. Fly ball. Finley has a beat on it and looks it into his glove. Surhoff tags. Strong throw from Finley. Going to be close to third. The tag. Safe. So BJ Surhoff trying to work a little sorcery here as George Scott steps to the plate. George Scott with a double his last time up. 0-1 pitch. Scott swings, fly ball, left field. Luis Gonzalez comes in, and he will take charge for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-2, good tight ball game here between Arizona and Milwaukee. So I hope you're enjoying here, guys. Giving Nathaniel's Milwaukee Brewers some love. It looks like we need us a third baseman. Let's see, who do we got here? Well, the choice is pretty damned obvious, isn't it? Paul Molitor will come into the game. And boy, let me look at this here. BJ Surhoff is done. Little double action here. Saving a haircut 2 bits, huh? All right. See, Dan Plesac right now, he's not too tired. Close game here. So, Nathaniel, you're the Brewers fan here, man. So, who's pitching? Give Nathaniel here a moment to think about it, as it's like a 5-second delay from when I speak to when he hears. So the percentages here in the batter pitcher analysis showing that Plesac is the best choice right now. Second best looks like would be Raleigh Fingers, but I mean, this could be a situation for him. We'll wait here for another moment. If not, we just roll with the dice. Which means I'm just going to go with Plesac. Let me see. Who do we have up here? Nice. We got a righty up there. I guess maybe, but still the hit percentage is just a little bit higher with Raleigh Fingers. So playing that righty-righty matchup may not be the best. Not hearing from Nathaniel, so I'm bringing in Dan Plesac. All right, now we are ready to go. All right, Plesac has finished his warm-up pitches. Damian Miller, 1 for 2 in the game. Bottom of the 8th here. When we go to the Milwaukee 9th, it's going to be Burnitz, Valentine, and Tommy Harper. So Paul Molitor probably not going to get a chance to hit in this game. 1-1 pitch. Miller swings, fly ball to left. Tommy Harper has it in his sights, makes it the catch for out number 1. All right, Byung-Young Kim, be surprised if he bats for himself. And he is. 1-1 pitch. Tapper to second. And Gantner to Scott for the 4-3 putout. 2 away now for Jay Bell. 1 for 3 with a single in this game. 1-2 pitch. And Bell nubs this one up to the hot corner. Paul Molitor could barehand that one, and he does. Fires onto George Scott for the final out of the inning. We go to the top of the 9th. And the Brewers will send up Jeremy Burnitz, Jose Valentin, and Tommy Harper to try to get even in this game. Byung-Hyun Kim staying on in relief. All right, Jeremy Burnitz is 0 for 3. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. 2-2 pitch, family. Thank you. And Clark has this one and taps the bag. 1 out. Jose Valentin, 1 for 3. 1-2 pitch. Valentin swings, grounds this one solidly into left center field. Finley gets to the ball, fires into Jay Bell. And here comes Tommy Harper. Tommy Harper has some pop in the bat, but doesn't matter because Cecil Cooper coming off the bench for Milwaukee. And the 3-1 pitch to Cooper, and Cooper, look at this one, sends this one into center field. Valentin will hold second. So 2-1 for Milwaukee. It's getting interesting. Jim Gantner is up 1 away, 2 batters away from Paul Molitor. So you can start to feel something build here a little bit. Should Milwaukee tie it up or go ahead when we go to the Arizona 9th, we'll see Hudson Gonzalez and Finley, the 2-3-4 hitters for the D-backs. So the D-backs beat the Brewers in real baseball today. So Nathaniel hoping for a little bit of revenge here, vendetta, huh? All right, here's the 2-0 pitch to Jim Gantner. The lefty swings, grounder to first. Are they going to turn 2 here? Nope. Clark's going to take to the bag himself for out number 2. And it brings up Charlie Moore. Charlie Moore wanting a safe hit to let Paul Molitor come up to bat. 2 in scoring position for Milwaukee, 2 down in the top of the 9th inning. Byung-Hyun Kim works from the stretch, and the 1-0 delivery to Charlie Moore. Moore swings, fly ball, it's high. Is it deep enough? It is not. Luis Gonzalez, no, it gets over Gonzalez's head. Look at this. Cooper comes in to score, and Milwaukee jumps into the lead. Milwaukee jumps into the lead as Valentin and Cooper come in to score. There you go, Nathaniel. Now they just got to hold this lead. So 2 outs, and here he is, Paul Molitor, not getting the start tonight. In fact, Molitor, just 0 for 1 in the season. So here we go. And the 0-2 pitch, and Paul Molitor, swing and a miss, strike 3. To the bottom of the 9th we go. This one a much better game than the first game tonight. All right, Orlando Hudson will lead off here. Dan Plesac will stay on in relief. And the 1-2 pitch. Hudson swings, bounding ball to third, backing up on it as Molitor sets and fires. Strong peg onto George Scott at first for the 5-3 putout. So 1 away. Milwaukee 2 outs away from the first win of this season. Here's Luis Gonzalez now. His last time up, he grounded. In fact, has grounded out all 3 times in this game. Plesac rears in the 0-2 pitch, and Gonzalez, this one just in at the belt. Called strike 3, 2 down, and it's down to Steve Finley. And the 1-1 pitch from Dan Plesac. Finley swings, slow grounder to short. Jose Valentin up, and that's your ball game as he fires on to George Scott. And the Milwaukee Brewers come from behind and defeat the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-3. Let's look at our at least 2 highlights in this game. So first, in a losing cause, so Tony Clark goes 1 for 3 with a home run, 3 runs batted in. And for the Milwaukee Brewers, Jose Valentin goes 2 for 4 with a home run. Dan Plesac picks up the win, so he'll go to 1-1, and Byung-Hyun Kim picks up the loss. He goes to 1-1, so both relief pitchers are the ones who decided this game. Milwaukee, 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. For Arizona, 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. So we had 2 home runs in this game, one by Jose Valentin for Milwaukee and one by Tony Clark for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Looking at no triples, by the way, in this game. Damn it. Anyhow, so Teddy Higuera pitched 7, 3 earned runs, gave up a home run, walked 1, struck out 3, faced 25 batters. So 3.86 earned run average for him. Plesac comes in and gets the win in 2 innings of relief. Brandon Webb started for Arizona, went 6 innings, 2 earned runs, gave up a home run, walked 1, and struck out 3. And he faced 22 batters, an ERA of 3 for him. Kopilov came in, worked an inning in relief, struck out 1. Byung-Hyun Kim, with the blown save and the loss, worked 2 innings and struck out 2. So your player of the game is Jose Valentin. Well deserved. Well deserved. So that does it. That does it. We have some good pitching matchups coming into this. Coming up, Tigers Yankees will be a game we're definitely going to be doing. Not tonight. So this takes a little bit longer because this is what's running underneath this is the baseball history collection. So it's if you ever do get this, that is one caution with Action PC Baseball. Doesn't matter how fast your PC is, the baseball history collection is a lot to load. But let's look at some of the pitching matchups for when we do return to Action PC Baseball. If we decide to do this, I do want to do some 1971 on here too. So Catfish Hunter Denny McLain looks like a hell of a That's going to be a good matchup. The Yankees 0-2, the Tigers 2-0. Here's another good one. Wow, Steve Carlton versus Charlie Lieberant. So Phillies Royals. That's a good one. Wow, there's like all kinds of great pitching matchups here. Baltimore and Oakland. That's going to be Dave McNally versus Rue Boisdel. Let me see. Cubs and Giants. Wernicke versus Tim Keefe. We're going to go ahead. I know that folks, but we're going to go ahead and autoplay Miami and Colorado. So this is Leiter versus Cook. And this is a 10-0 game. Leiter gets the win. Cook with the loss. Sheffield goes 2 for 3. And I want to see, I hope it wasn't a no-hitter. I'm going to cry if it was. Nope. 5-hit shutout. And boy, Miami, let me see here. Sheffield 2 for 3, walked 3 times. Lowell went 3 for 4, 3 runs batted in. Edgar Renteria went 3 for 6 and 2 doubles. And the Rockies kind of just showed up. Okay, so unremarkable game there. Some of these others will go along. Let me see. So this is a pretty good Pirates one. Bob Friend, Bruce Hurst, we'll leave that one. Billy Pierce, J.R. Richard. So too many good matchups here to really autoplay. That was really the only one that I wanted to get out of the way. So that's it. So guys, we did a doubleheader and still came in at under 2 hours. Damn it. And they say miracles can't happen. It did. So thanks, gentlemen, for a little bit of late night. We'll be returning to our Boston.com one and done tournament. That should be tomorrow on Out of the Park Baseball. May do some day baseball and some nice baseball. Nathaniel, thank you for hanging out. I'm glad your Brewers won, at least here on our channel tonight, and that's all of us. So thank you to Nate, Advocate 8, Nathaniel for coming in, to Mike Sports Time Machine, keeping our prayers for him. The Professor Clinton Parks was here with us tonight. Thank you, Clinton. The Pesky Pole, always awesome to have Pesky Pole with us. Thank you, buddy. Todd B, long off to sleep. Thank you, Todd, for coming in. Samuel Smith, thank you, pal. Really appreciate it. AP was with us. Thank you, AP. And we're going to Berman here. Back. D. Scott Howard here. Congratulations to WWU softball team, who just went all medieval and won it 49-5. Wow, with a big sweep. All right, Todd B. We already said Todd B. Aaron Reed was here. Thank you, Aaron. Ghost Biker was here at the beginning, as was Legend Sports Universe. Do subscribe to that channel. Samuel Smith, first one in the ballpark tonight. Till the next time we meet, gents. See you around the batting cage. Good night and happy Easter.